Is it just me, or does the internet get more impossible to keep up with every day? Like, Twitter is probably the worst website. I could end the sentence right there, to be honest. Twitter is the worst website for feeling FOMO online. FOMO, fear of missing out. I love how they call it a fear, like you're gonna have nightmares about that party you didn't go to. Oh my god, they're having fun without me. But Twitter is definitely the worst place for feeling internet FOMO. Like, you can feel totally in the loop 1 second, and then BAM! Colored squares everywhere.
The squares, Mason. What do they mean?
It seems everyone online right now is talking about this game Wordle, and personally, I love this game. It's a nice little daily word puzzle. I do it every morning. It's a good way to start your day off right, feeling like you're smart or whatever. But the real genius behind this game is its marketing, if you can even call it that. Whenever you solve the day's puzzle, you can share your results, and it's not like a typical automated social media post where it's like, hey, I just solved today's Wordle puzzle. See if you can crack it at www.wordle.com. No, it just copies these emoji results to your clipboard, and you can do whatever you like with them. So naturally, people post them to Twitter, home of all announcements no one asked for. Thing about it is, this looks like complete nonsense to anyone who doesn't know how Wordle works. And then people in the replies will be like, oh my god, you're so good at this. And you're there like, what? Good at what? They're just squares. So what do? You search up Wordle, you discover it's some kind of puzzle game, and you try it for yourself. All of a sudden, you're posting these squares to your timeline too, because they're not just random emojis anymore. They mean something. And now you are in the loop. It's like you learned a whole new language and can understand what people are saying now instead of having to rely on that translate tweet button that doesn't even work half the time. And that's why Wordle is genius. The entire promotional campaign of this game is if you know, you know. To the point where there are now meta jokes about Wordle, but you won't understand how any of them are funny unless you play Wordle. It's like the internet is getting so big, staying in the loop is becoming impossible. To be honest, it always was impossible. The internet has never really been small, but it's becoming easier to be aware of just how out of the loop you are. You know that thing people say, like, when you get older, you'll be like, I don't understand what the kids are into these days. I don't understand what anyone is into these days. You can be older than me, younger than me, the same age. What the hell is anyone ever talking about? We live in a time where communication takes place largely in the form of memes, and memes influence culture. So if you want to understand what's happening around you, you have to understand the memes. I had no intention of watching Squid Game when it came out. I wasn't interested in watching any series. But one day I saw a variation of this meme 3 times in a row. I was like, all right, I guess we're doing this now. And the show was great, sure, but the real reason I had to watch it was so that I could continue to navigate the internet in the coming months without having to wonder all the time, what the hell's so funny? Not getting a joke that's based on a piece of media you haven't seen yet is like when someone in your friend group says something that gets everyone laughing but you. Oh, is that some kind of inside joke I don't know about? I thought I was a part of this friendship, but I guess you guys got a group chat I don't know about or something. If you didn't watch Squid Game, the internet must have been hell for you the entire last quarter of that year. Frankly, it was hell if you did watch it. People would not stop making parodies. What is this? Why are they so cheeked up? Did they get BBLs? I swear back in the day, the way people would get into a show is that they'd be on their lunch break at work or something, and all their co-workers would be talking about the latest episode of The Sopranos or whatever, and they'd be like, oh, that sounds pretty cool. Let me tune in this Sunday, see what all the fuss is about. Nowadays, you get into a show because everyone's posting this image of a girl in full glam laying down in a bathtub, and you're just there like, why is she in there? This doesn't make any sense. I thought this was a show about high school, not A Quiet Place. Now you gotta watch the whole damn series just to understand a meme. I feel like marketers must know how powerful a promotional tool memes are, but this awareness can often shoot them in the foot because they don't understand that memes have to be created and adopted externally. You can't force a meme from the inside. Ted Lasso is a great show and has a bunch of meme-worthy moments, but what happens when you type Ted Lasso into a GIF search engine? You get a bunch of branded GIFs. Branded GIFs are among the lamest things on the internet. Who wants a meme with your watermark plastered all over it? Part of the joy of meme culture is in having to figure out where a meme is from. That's why we have knowyourmeme.com. No one asked you to put your big ass 100% opacity logo in the corner. You might as well put a freaking mid-roll ad in there too. I can't even use this GIF. This GIF is unusable because if I post this, I'm just gonna look like I'm promoting the show and it'll distract from whatever 3 likes and 2 retweets worthy joke I'm trying to make. You have to let these things happen naturally, and if you get lucky and a meme of your show or game or whatever takes off, then you can double down on it. But the key point is the meme can't come from the creator of the source material. It needs to come from outside itself, an independent party. Naturally, certain things lend themselves better to being memed than others. For example, reality TV is a gold mine for memes and invoking FOMO. Love Island is the perfect exhibit for this. Every weekday, a new hour-long episode is posted of this show where conventionally attractive people go to a remote villa and be conventionally attractive. Nothing happens in this show. It'll be the most boring hour of your life every weekday. And then they have a weekend show where they take all of the discarded cuts from that week, the stuff that was so rubbish, it couldn't even make it into the main cut. And then they turn it into another cut. You know how like in between the seasons of a show, they'll do a compilation, like the best bits? This is literally the worst bits. This show is like the hot dogs of TV. But the reason people watch this show, myself included by the way, isn't because it's quality content. No, we're watching it because we know that every weekday after 9 p.m, every tweet, meme, story, and conversation is gonna be about these conventionally attractive losers, and the only way to stay in the loop is to watch them. And we do. So who's the real loser? Love Island has got to be the first Twitter TV show. Like, it might as well be the official companion app because this show is literally unwatchable without Twitter. And I think the producers of these reality shows know this because they're always encouraging people to post their thoughts on social media and use their hashtag in order to get other people to fall into the trap of watching this mediocre entertainment so that they don't feel like they're missing out. Like, what is the big deal about missing out anyway? Like, is something gonna happen to you if you don't know the intricacies of why YouTuber A is beefing with TikToker B? Do I really need to understand why Dream goes trending on Twitter every other day? Why is there this pressure to be in the loop, to keep up? Why was Keeping Up with the Kardashians on the air for 20 seasons? Why should I keep up with the Kardashians more than I keep up with my own family? I think what it comes down to is people like to feel included. No one wants to be the person who's not in on the joke. Because if you're not in on the joke is on you. I think part of it also is that with how fast the internet moves, it takes shorter than ever for you to become out of touch. I swear there's a new slang term every week. Someone told me on stream recently that I was pushing P. I thought they were insulting me. I literally thought they were saying that watching my stream was like watching someone take a dump. Pushing poo. Apparently it's a sign of respect. It means you're legit. How was I supposed to know that? I don't have alerts on for the Urban Dictionary. And so we have to stay connected. We have to be constantly checking out TikTok and Twitter and Instagram and YouTube so that we know what's the hot talk, the hot song, the hot meme, the hot person. I always find it so weird when the internet seems to collectively decide that one particular person is the perfect human specimen and can do no wrong for a period of time. The best possible way that can end for that person is that they eventually become irrelevant and no one cares anymore. Because the alternative is that they become public enemy number one. The worst part is when you, as a casual enjoyer of that person, search them up and the entire first page is a collage of all the worst things they have ever done. And you're just like, what? When did this happen? They were cool a week ago. I think the sense of FOMO on the internet can be especially dangerous when it's attached to financial incentive. Nowadays, we are inundated with imagery and narratives of extreme wealth. There are so many people online who make it their job to make sure you know just how ridiculously rich they are. And better yet, they also let you know you can do it too. Just buy my course for $4.99. That's $499,000. The financial instability of the average person gets preyed on like crazy. And if they're not preying on your financial instability, they're preying on your financial ambition. How many times have you heard about the Bitcoin billionaire or the person who invested their life savings in a random stock and hit it big? And that's supposed to be an inspirational story. Now you got everyone and their mother trying to get in on the next wave so that they don't miss out on their big break. That's almost the entire driving force behind the crypto community. Let's keep it 100 real quick. No one wants this. You want the money you can get from it, and that's fine. But let's not act like it's anything other than what it is. It ain't no investment. It's not art collection. It's gambling. You're taking a gamble that someone else will pay more money for this garbage than you did. And I'm not here to judge people for their financial decisions. If you like it, go for it. I just hate how big a part the fear of missing out plays in already desperate people losing their money and their time. Especially because typically, you're not missing out on anything. You're not out of any loop. There is no loop. There are no Kardashians to keep up with. Wait, as someone who posts videos and hosts live streams and is generally online a lot, I felt like it was my responsibility to be in the know of what's happening on the internet. But the older I get, and the older the internet gets, the more I learn that there is no keeping up with it. The internet is so large and diverse that any attempt to take a general pulse of the culture is an impossibly foolish endeavor. There is no one culture. There are millions. Just like, you know, how the world is. What I'm saying is, it's alright to be out of touch sometimes. You don't need to touch everything. Sometimes you're just gonna have to be that person that doesn't get the joke. Honestly, I think it's time we all just forgot about FOMO and introduced phobie instead. Fear of being included. Because if film and TV have taught me anything, it's that missing out on a party never killed anyone. Going to a party just might.